honestly, I'd done the kind of films where my character probably was not at par with the male lead. So I became that for myself. I try not to let it. It could. I won't deny that. It could become a worry, but I try not to let it bother me too much. And I think what Amir did was amazing. Sitare Zameen Par is an amazing film from what I've heard. I've been hearing such good reviews about it. And I used to wonder, I was like, how can people say such things, you know? And they don't even know me. And, you know, I've given it my best right now because I feel too many people have too many opinions and the freedom to put it out there. It's better you take a step back. I don't completely understand what is an OTT film and what is a film is a film at the end of the day. Hi, this is Sonakshi Sinha and you're watching me on India Forums.
Subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss another update from India Forums.
Well, she's like the plot twist nobody saw coming, and she perhaps always has a punchline you wish you'd thought of. Sass, class, mass, she's literally done it all. If you've not got it already, let's just be clear that she's here joining us with a smile. Hi, Sonakshi.
Hi, Kunal.
How's it going, firstly?
Fantastic.
Fantastic?
Yeah.
Yeah, finally. As you just kind of already having a conversation off camera that do you always do not get used to this?
Promotions, no?
Promotions.
You can never get used to it.
Never get used
yeah,
to it.
All day you're repeating the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
But of course, the excitement levels keep you sane while doing this. And of course, when you're excited about a film and you want more people to watch it, you have to do it. So
Yeah, we'll try to keep the excitement
part
high.
and parcel of the job.
Yes, of course. And yeah, we'll try to keep the, excitement high because we don't want to go into the basics. So firstly, right away, and I will also not mark the 15 years because I know सब आपको याद दिला रहे हैं, है ना? It didn't even feel. आपको तो feel
अब मुझे याद हो चुका है.
अब याद हो चुका है.
अभी अगले प्रमोशन में वापस भूल जाऊंगी और फिर वापस लोग याद
क्योंकि फिर वो नंबर नहीं रहेगा ना. अभी कुछ नया नंबर. So but what I want to know is that I admittedly mentioned that you started off with Dabang. You were new. I mean, like every other actor, of course. But you have your days of you see the good, bad, and ugly. You adapt to it. You're obviously very naive then. Now, 15 years later, you have the maturity. You've seen things, how it works, and what works for you as well. What I want to know is because it's very intriguing to think of. As an actor, what was the moment back then of moment of naivete that perhaps affected you the most personally and professionally, and you feel that you've really matured from now, and you can look back, okay, this is how I've grown.
I think the only thing that I can think of is being affected by what's being written about you and said about you. I was actually very, very young when I started off, and I used to wonder. I was like, how can people say such things, and they don't even know me. And I've given it my best, and of course, then over the years, you realize that not everybody is going to appreciate you. There are going to be brickbats as well, and you have to take both in your stride. If it's criticism and it's constructive, that's good for you.
Yeah.
Take it, move on, improve on yourself, improve on your work. You'll be better off for it. And of course, when it's the good things also, you can't let it get to your head, so you can't take that seriously either. So you learn that over the years.
Yeah. Was there a specific moment in that learning process that stood out to you? Because there's always that first moment. Like just like you remember your first shot, you remember that first moment that oh my god, this is crazy.
Particular.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember anything in particular, but it's not.
But yeah, it's a journey, I guess.
It's a journey. It's not an overnight thing. It comes with a lot of experiences. It comes with a lot of. It comes over the years. It doesn't happen overnight.
No, that's fair. That's fair, right? Yeah. And let's moving on. Of course, we're talking about Nikita Roy here. And what I always find very fascinating about these, films like these, which are thrillers, there's so much going on, that there is perhaps an extra need of suspension of disbelief. Because I'll tell you why. Because you want it to be entertaining as well, but you want to also veer into the category of being a little bit logical.
Yeah.
It has to, because there's supernatural elements, there's skepticism, there's God knows what all going on, right? Do you believe as an actor it's important that you actually suspend your disbelief that much to be actually entertained and not really think about if there's, going logically here and there a bit?
Yeah, if I'm watching a film, then yes. But if I'm acting in it, I'm okay to hold on to my beliefs and just do my job as an actor.
Right.
So with the story, it was very interesting. It's a mystery, it's a thriller, it's got supernatural elements. It's, an investigative journey of this girl. And for me as a character, that was very exciting to play.
Yeah.
So, I'm a very switch on, switch off actor. Camera on hota hai to main acting karti hu, band hota hai to main nahi karti.
Lovely.
So it was as simple simple as that. But as an audience, when I sit and watch the film, of course, I want to get lost in that world
Yeah.
that has been created by me. You know, the director has a vision, the actors are performing. There's a complete world that is created around a story.
Right.
And as an audience, I definitely want to get lost in it because that's how I'll be entertained and that's how I'll love the film.
But that is very intriguing to me. Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because as you mentioned, you have to switch off as an actor. But to be having that objectivity, okay, you know, when I'm acting, I need to know the nitty-gritties and I know to need the logic behind it.
Yeah.
But when I'm watching, completely different story.
Yeah.
Do you does it happen very naturally to you, or does it something like you've also grown up, like, you know, it feels like baad mein aaya hai?
I guess it could happen to everyone because at the end of the day, it's a job, right? You're doing your job. When you're at your work, and you're concentrating completely on that. You
Right.
leave your other life aside, you know. So I guess it's like that even with us. Yeah.
Fair, no,
Yeah.
fair. And you know, now coming to another factor, because I have to just talk about it because it was one of the boldest calls taken. Sitare Zameen Par had a release, and Amir opted for a theatrical release only.
Yeah,
Such a
fantastic.
bold and
Yeah,
risky
yeah.
move to take. And of course, you know, when it returns, everybody is talking about
Yeah.
the goody things about it.
Yeah.
I just purely want to know is that as an actor, when you have a film up for release and everything, right? To be having the conversation is around OTT deals is the thing, right? Because you have pre-deal or see, because at the end of the day, सबको पैसे भी कमाने हैं.
Correct.
You don't want
Yeah.
कि यार ऐसे ही सब, and then the risk that came. So you want to have that OTT deal set in place so that, you know, whatever happens with the box office. As an actor, because who's also an entrepreneur otherwise, you also look at it in a way. Do you look at these things in a way that you want to also have that, you know, authenticity that please come to the theaters to watch it, or like 4 weeks later it's going to be there for your, you know, perusal to watch it on an OTT platform?
See, absolutely. In terms of like, you know, wanting theaters to come back and be thriving like how they were, is something that we all wish for. You know, as the producers, the distributors, the
Yeah.
actors, everybody. But there have been a lot of changes in the last few years, you know, that have kind of brought us to where we are today. And I think what Amir did was amazing. Sitare Zameen Par is an amazing film from what I've heard. I've been hearing such good reviews
True.
about it. And I'm so glad that it's doing so well and it's been so well received.
Yeah.
You know, Nikita Roy is also releasing in theaters and it's a great community viewing experience as well. Like it's a film that you would love to go and watch with your friends, with your family, get those thrills and chills, you know, together. So yeah, hopefully things are looking up there as well.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And what is, because and you know, honestly, despite being a viewer and also being a journalist otherwise, I get really irked when, you know, people tell me कि अरे ये तो OTT की film है.
हाँ.
That really irks me because how can you, what is even the
What is
parameter
the
to decide?
distinction? Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
As an actor, I'm sure it irks you as well. But why do you think that this belief is set in the minds of viewers when you see a film कि okay, ये OTT की film है और ये theatrical film है?
Because it's a very, very distinct differentiation, you know. Because I think the OTT platforms have come up in such a large way in the last few years. It's become a thing. Like how theaters were a thing, that's also become a thing. So I guess that's where the distinction comes in. But yes, I don't completely understand what is an OTT film and what is a film is a film at the end of the day, you know. As an actor, like even I've done a Dahar, I've done a Hira Mandi.
Exactly.
But for me, it was what I was doing in the shows or the films, you know. It's what my character that I'm playing. It's not that, अच्छा ये OTT पे है तो मैं करूँगी या ये theaters में जा रहा है तो मैं करूँगी. For me, it's the role that excites me more than anything. You know?
True. Lovely, fabulous. And you know, I really admire the fact that you've always been vocal. You've always been vocal about things, and sometimes, you know, obviously it rubs people off the wrong way. It doesn't really matter, I think, after a point of time. But, and you know, there's so much chatting consistently that goes on, right? I just want to know, I don't want to get anything out of you, just wanted to know that as an actor and who's also a human being, like, come on, we're humans at the end of the day. You have family, you have a husband. What is your state of mind when you have a gazillion things coming at you and you still have to live your normal life?
I switch off.
Yeah, but how is it so easy? I mean, people struggle with
it.
It's,
like I said, it's not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens it's a conditioning that you kind of learn over a period of time. And right now, because I feel too many people have too many opinions and the freedom to put it out there, it's better you take a step back. more than anything else. So, yeah, luckily I live life as positively as I can, and that helps. That really helps.
Yeah, I think that's a state of mind. How you have to
Yeah.
be positive, I guess,
Yeah.
perhaps. And I have to tell you, I think they're just like lovingly envious of all your, images in terms of when you're holidaying.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be on a holiday, but I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, no,
I
you have
gotta
to make
work.
time for it.
You have
I
to make
think
time
we
for it.
lead such hectic lives and we lead
Hmm.
such busy lives, and there's so many dreams and so many places still to see.
Yeah.
That you have to make time for it. And I think
True.
I've done that very consciously over the last few years. Um, like even now, I finished 2 films. I've
Yeah.
finished shooting 2 films in this beginning of the year. Now I'm off for my holiday. So
Fantastic.
yeah, you have to make time for it.
You're already living a dream life. I mean, not to jinx it and touch wood everywhere,
Thank you, touch
literally,
wood.
but it's just the best thing,
Thank you. Yeah.
Work and play
Yeah.
in the best way
Yeah,
possible.
but I guess everybody reaches that at some point in their lives. Like my entire 20s, I like slogged.
True. No, true.
Like I was at work every
Yeah,
single day.
you deserve the.
I hardly
yeah.
took any time off. But then I think things changed when I turned 30, when Zahir came into my life as well. So you start taking time out for yourself
Lovely.
and for things that are really important,
Yeah.
and it just makes you happier.
That is perfect, and that is also a perfect segue into what I want to ask you is because I've met so many actors over the years. I've talked with them, and I understand that when you say that as an actor, it's my job to act, and I can't really do anything else about it because it's not in my control how a film's going to work.
Yeah.
Perfectly fair, absolutely. But there is also the other aspect to it. You have your string of successes, you have your string of flops. Literally every actor has it.
Yeah.
But how do you become immune? How do you become immune to those successes and failures that you're still working, and then it perhaps affects your choices in one way or another, maybe subconsciously, maybe very actively?
I think it happens automatically, because by the time you're done with one film and by the time it's releasing, you've already moved on to something else and you're
Okay.
working on that.
Yeah.
And you're concentrating on making that a good outing for you as well. So I think it just happens. It's a transition. It just
Right.
happens automatically
Okay.
for an actor. And like you said, I mean, I've said this 100 times. Like, the fate of a film is not in my hands,
True.
right? So if I were to bother myself with it, like, I would not be able to concentrate on what I'm doing at that point of time.
Yeah.
So I think it's better to kind of let things go once they're done, and then come back to it, revisit it when I need to, like, promote it, for example. And then again move on to what you're doing next.
But is there any impending worry you have as an actor when, let's say, things are not working out a little longer as a period? Then, of course, again, nobody wants your films not to work.
Of course,
But it's
everybody
again
wants.
beyond your control, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
But does it become an impending worry after a point of time?
I try not to let it.
Mhm.
It could. I won't deny that. It could become a worry, but I try not to let it bother me too much. And I just keep telling myself that, okay, it's been 15 years, you're still standing strong.
Yeah, that's
So
true. Yeah.
don't worry, keep going.
I think you sustain. I think
Yeah.
no matter what you do,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
sustain.
keep going.
Fantastic, lovely. Just a couple of more questions and we round up. One is, of course, as I mentioned, box office is never the parameter of how good a film and or how bad a film, so to speak, is, right?
Absolutely.
So what I've always found fascinating, you can keep talking about very cliche in a cliched manner ke ye women-led roles the. I find it cliched because you don't even have to look at it as a women-led role.
Yeah.
It's a character, and that is important. A strong person is playing that.
Yeah,
I believe that's more
Yeah,
important, right?
Absolutely.
So when I see an Akira, when I see a Noor, when I see a Nikita Roy, I don't see that. What I want to know from you is, do you also have that belief, or was it very active as a conscious, more like a conscious call that, okay, no, I have to do this because I have to make a statement, as opposed to that character being as important to me as it is?
No, it's not about making a statement. It became about wanting to project women in a very strong and a very positive light on screen.
Right.
And honestly, I'd done the kind of films where my character probably was not at par with the male lead. So I became that for myself.
Right.
So it was not about making a statement. It was about satisfying myself creatively as an actor, doing the kind of roles that I would love to see, projecting women in a very strong light on screen. And I enjoy doing that.
Absolutely.
Like it's really liberating. It's really empowering. So yeah. And once I started with Akira, I don't think there was any looking back.
There's looking back.
Yeah.
Lovely, yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
And on similar lines, what has been your, because again, you know, as an actor, while you are great at switching on, switching off, which we've established, but of course you are also objective for your own self, right?
Yeah.
You look at your own performances,
Yeah.
you look at what you perhaps could have done better, or perhaps, you know, it's already done better, but not everybody has noticed that, right? What has been your own personal learning from your own performances? Have you been one of those people who tries to analyze, or you are also just, you know, hung in the moment and you want to just enjoy it, even if it's your own performance?
No, you know what? I don't dwell on my performances. There have probably have been certain films that I watch and I'll be like, oh, I could have done this differently. But then I realized I was in a very different mind space. I was at a very different age.
Yeah.
I had much lesser experience at that point of time, and I can kind of see the improvement over the years, which I'm very happy about.
Absolutely.
Which I'm very proud of,
Yeah.
because everything I've learned through while working.
Yeah.
You know, I even when I came in, I was like literally fresh off the boat, in spite of being
True.
from a film family. I had not done any acting classes, dance classes, workshops, nothing, literally nothing.
Yeah.
So whatever I've learned on the job, and I'm truly grateful. And I can see my progression.
Yeah,
You
correct.
know, it's really nice to see.
I agree.
You know, it feels good. So pat on my back.
Absolutely. and I love it that you give a pat on your back.
Yeah.
Not many people
You
do
have
that.
to. आप
Yeah.
अपने आप के लिए ताली नहीं बजाओगे तो और लोग क्यों बजाएंगे?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I genuinely agree.
Yeah.
Because you people think कि नहीं खुद का कर रहे, but no, it's not really
Yeah,
that.
of
You need to, you know, give yourself that
You have to
credit when you
appreciate
deserve it.
yourself as well.
I wholeheartedly agree. Lovely. And on a parting note, because you know I've been really in it when I've recently talked with a lovely set of actresses otherwise as well. I always love it when a female actor, I say female actor purely because that's a dearth of it in what I'm talking about, when they do like these juicy negative characters. Of course, we saw a lot bit of it in Hira Mandi from your side, but there's just something crazy about going crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun,
Lot
right?
of fun.
Do you have any, so to say that, maybe like a reference point, or, more like a fictional thing where you say like, okay, man, this is something I really want to do, or I would love to do, even if it's not necessarily has to be a film or show?
You mean in the negative space?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would love to play like a super villain,
Ah.
or like a serial killer, or like a complete and total psychopath. Yeah, there's a
Unhinged.
lot of like
Yeah.
a proper unhinged character.
Yeah.
There's so many, but not many people write that for
I agree,
for
yeah,
women,
yeah.
and there's a big lack of it. So if it came along my way, I would love to do it.
Yeah, there's a note
Yeah.
already out for writers. Come on, do it. Yeah,
Yeah, come
should
on.
happen, right?
Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Sonakshi.
Thank
This
you
was
so
so much fun, and of course, I wish you all the best for Nikita Roy
Thank you, Kunal.
and everything you've lined up ahead. Cannot wait to see it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What a pleasure.
Lovely.